So some people just simply have the time and the nerves to try and to negotiate with other people, to try to put their ideas in someone else's mind, just to get what they want from that other people. But that can be long, time consuming. Maybe at the end it will not turn the best. But if you don't have the time, if you want to be sure that you will get what you want, then you can take a gun and be a terrorist. It's up to you. Don't be a terrorist. You have the time. Hi guys, hi everyone. I hope you're doing fine. Today, something similar to the episode that we had last week. So we are continuing with the books. I know why, because you lazy fucks don't want to read. And as I said, I have read some very nice and interesting books lately, and I just want to show you and share with you the knowledge that I have gathered from these books, and then I have started to apply in my life. So last time we were talking about how to win friends and how to influence people. Then we were talking about how to sell, what is the secret of selling process. And now we want to talk something about ourselves. We have said lately that everybody thinks only about themselves, everybody is on the first place for themselves, and everybody is thinking about what they want, what they need, and they don't care about what you need and what you want. And if you understand this, then if you want something from other people, then you can take this knowledge that everybody's thinking about themselves to your advantage. And basically that's it, the process of getting what you want while knowing this. It's called negotiating. And I have read a really nice book on negotiating. Once more, it is in Croatian, maybe you don't know how to read, but it says here how to negotiate like your life depends on it. So it's not a very big book, it has maybe 250 pages. But it's very, very interesting. Why? Because it was written by a guy who was a former CIA agent. And he was doing a lot of these negotiating situations with different kinds of kidnappers, terrorists, and so on. Now, maybe you would say, and you will say, Bernie, what the heck? What does negotiating with terrorists and negotiating with, I don't know, some criminals have to do with us and the way how we get things from other people? Well, basically, those are also people, and those are extreme cases of people when they are taking guns, hostages, and so on to get what they want. So this is one, let's say, way of how to negotiate, and I don't encourage you to do that. I'm encouraging you to take what you know about and what you learn and what I have learned about people, how do they behave, how do they make decisions, and turn those things into your advantage. And then if you read this book, you will find out how the CIA agents get what they want from the terrorists and criminals and attackers and kidnappers and so on. Basically, also there are people, they have emotions, they have, I don't know, their system of belief, and basically it's very, okay, now you will kill me, but it's very similar to talking to little children when they are crying, I want this, I want that, la 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 la. They don't listen to you. They cannot reason about that, what you're telling them. They're thinking only about themselves in that moment, but that's extreme thinking about themselves. And what can you do? Do you talk with them by saying I, me, and getting all attention on yourself and trying to put your ego first. No, it will not help in any way. So you have to know how to fight. It's basically a fight with an ego of that particular person. Okay, guys, and we have learned and you have heard from me what I learned from this book, how to win friends, how to influence people, how to sell. And now let's see how you can negotiate. And once more, everything in life is selling. You don't sell only your products in your company. Every day you are selling yourself to your boss, to your girlfriend, to your wife, to your friends. So everything, this selling is about positioning yourself, but it's all about selling and about how you can negotiate with other people to get what you want. There is no guarantees in your life. So what I say, what I tell, what I have learned, it's not a magic wand. Like if you do whatever is said in this book, you will always get what you want and it will work 100% of the times, but it will work most of the time. Why? I was thinking about it, doesn't say anything about this in this book, but I was thinking about it in a way that human biology basically didn't change for thousands and thousands of years. It is something that's intrinsically built in our genome, in our code, gene code. And if you are extrapolating and if you're taking this information that you know about humans on that level into your advantage, then in most of the cases it will work because it's on some kind of primordial subconscious level. And only the people who are very aware what you're doing in the process will figure out that you're trying to manipulate, they're trying to use some kind of techniques to get what you want. But those are, I don't know, 0.001% of people. And maybe you will come across that specific guy or a girl, but in most of the cases, for you every day in everyday's life, I would say in 100% of the cases, it will work. As I said, there are basically two ways that you can negotiate. You can use some kind of techniques to get what you want, and it's a long process. It can be a very long process. It can maybe take up years and years of building up the trust to become a friend, to become something that other people can rely on, to be second in command or something like that, before that other person that you want something from them will grant you something, give you something, tell you something. It doesn't matter what you want from that person, but it has to do a lot of with this building up your character, building up your relationship with those people. And it can take, I don't know, 5 minutes if you're negotiating a price of a car, or it can be, I don't know, for years and years if you're trying to, I don't know, be the next CEO in line for some company or something like that. So it depends what you want, the different time scale you have to take into consideration. As I said, don't be the opposite extreme. So the total extreme is to become a terrorist, to take a gun and to, let's say, make it your way. And let's, I don't know how to say it, to demand what you want right now. And in most cases, you will get it. But you have to give yourself a question: what are the consequences of your actions? Maybe you will get with it. Maybe you will go to jail. Maybe this, maybe that. So it's there are a lot of on stake if you're going into this full opposite direction. So don't be a terrorist and don't take guns and don't take matters in your hands and try to get what you want in 5 minutes. Learn. and how to learn. So you lazy fucks can read, or you can listen to podcasts like this and try to find out what is my interpretation of this book. Let's start. First of all, in all of negotiations, every time when you speak to someone, you have to know there are at least 2, 3, 4, or 5 hidden agendas that the other person has. Because the other person, when he's talking to you, when you're negotiating, trying to make a deal, there is always something that you want, and there is always something that the other person wants. And if you only talk about what you want and other person talks what the other person wants, then you will not ever come to agreement, because it's all about me and it's all about me. And you cannot relate this, you cannot connect this. That's why the person who is a good negotiator, he focus, as I said, you have to put a focus on other people. And how can you put focus on other people? The simplest way is either you have something that they want and you know it, or you try to figure out what other person wants and try to help her or make the problems. Let's say it's a problem that other person wants to get rid of. So you can try to, with some kind of smart questioning, try to figure out what's the biggest problem that they have and try to move away this problem from them. So fix this problem. But you should do it more clever, let's say. You shouldn't let the other person find out that this is the goal from the beginning. So that you only ask the questions and trying to figure out what's wrong in order to help her, so that other person gets in this mode of owning you something, so that the other person will give you something. It's not easy to detect, but if the person detects that that's your intentions, then this negotiation will not go well, and you will probably not end up with the thing that you want. Next thing, as I said, there are always hidden agendas. So the people, when you talk to people, they often tell you some kind of words. But some stupid people tell what they think, directly what they think, and some more I would say more sophisticated people, they are fabricating the words and the sentences, and they are putting it to you in a way that it sounds like they want. So they are in full control of the sentences and of the message they convey to you. And if you are dealing with those kind of people, be sure that those, most cases, that they are your bosses, and I don't know, they are very they know what they do, they know what they are doing, and they know how to get what they want. So that's why they are fabricating this in a certain way. And that's the thing that we want to learn, and we want to know how to do. Other people also have problems and different kinds of agendas and hidden agendas. If you want to negotiate something with those people, try to figure out as much as possible, directly or even better, indirectly, what does this person, what is that person's belief, his system of value, what is the problems, what is he doing lately, and so on. Try to know person from different perspective, from perspective of their bosses, their friends, their acquaintances. It doesn't matter. So you can do this intelligence before the negotiating even starts, to try to figure out and try to find out the most information that you possibly can about that other person. That will put you in a position of power, that you know what could be the potential hidden agendas when that person is talking to you. So when they are conveying the message, you can try to figure out the small pieces from those sentences where you can try to find out how this relates to someone else's hidden agenda. Let's say your boss has a hidden agenda to use the profits from the company to buy himself a new, I don't know, weekend house, something like that. Or a new swimming pool or something like that, and you just want a pay raise. And I don't know, the goal of your boss is to buy a new swimming pool in the next 10 days because he has a good offer from the contractors and so on, and he has to do it very quickly in the next 10 days. And now you come and try to get a pay raise from that guy. Will you talk about your pay raise? Or you will try to listen to your boss, say, oh, I'm in a hurry, I had a lot of things to do, those contractors. He doesn't say anything about himself or that he's buying a pool. He's speaking general, like all the contractors are idiots, they're always late, they always take your money and go away and run and never they never call you back, and then you have to track them down and so on. But you know, because you did your intelligence part, that your boss is actually trying to extract the profits from the business, from the company, and try to buy himself a swimming pool. And what can you do? So basically, you can talk to your boss in a way that you will help him to get what he wants. Let's say if he has to do this or make this pool in the next 10 days, and you know that, maybe you can try to figure out what other, let's say, activities your boss has that prevents him or her to devote more time to this pool thing. So if he has to do something else and his current work is an obstacle to devote more time for his personal pleasure and his swimming pool, then maybe you can talk about that specific work. So no, you're not talking about the pool, you're talking about the work that takes away the time of your boss, and try to, let's say, offer yourself to get this work done. So you will take a part of his job and you will free up some time for your boss. Basically, you are playing on his ego, you are giving him an offer, and in that way, you are putting him in a place of debt. Debt, social debt. I'm not saying a financial debt, social debt. So it's about collecting stars and collecting these debt points from other people. You do what other people want, you are focusing on their needs, you do their job and so on, and don't ask anything in return. And then slowly but steadily you will get their attention, you will get their time. When you want something, they will, I would say, devote a specific time for you. For maybe for someone else they will not do it, as a, say, some kind of a, I don't know how I say, it doesn't matter, but you get the picture. If you want something from others, focus yourself on others, do what they need, take away the problems, and let's say like work, and give them possibility to be happy and to devote their time for something that they are into at this particular moment. Simple as that, okay? Then, so you have to know the agenda, what's behind the scenes. So if you understand that, and you can do it by smart intelligence work, by talking to smart intelligence, but don't get caught. So you have to be like a detective a little bit, so don't get caught, and you can use this information to your advantage. If you're negotiating with other people and they're saying a lot of me, I was there, I was doing that, and so on, you can be sure that there is something more behind the scenes and that there are more people, maybe even with greater power, that's pulling all the strings. Because when you are low, when you have a hierarchy, and when you have a person that's low or lower in the hierarchy, those people, they tend to put the spotlights on themselves more than the people that are on top. The people that are on top, they don't have this need or urge to talk and to tell everybody how great they are, I, me. They already know it and they don't show it. Okay, this eminence guy behind the scenes. But the little fuckers in the middle layers are the ones who are trying to penetrate to the upper layers to move up, and they need this ego boost. They're pulling all of the attention on themselves, and they're saying a lot of I, me. And you can be sure that maybe that's not the right person you should talk to, because maybe that person hasn't got the power. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't, but be sure that there are people above this grade that have more power than the person you're talking to right now. So I already said, it's all about preparation. Don't go into negotiating process if you didn't prepare yourself, if you didn't do your homework, if you didn't speak with a lot of people about that person, what he likes, what he doesn't like, what's he doing, what's his problems, and so on. So what's going on in their life. And if the other person has a lot of problems, a lot of issues, don't be a Superman. That's impossible. Don't try to fix all of the problems of that specific person that you're trying to negotiate. It's impossible. Try to figure out. So there are two things. First of all is the biggest problem. If you can help with that, that will be great. But also you can focus yourself on a little and quick wins. So maybe some smaller problems that are also in a way of this bigger problem. So the person would attend to the bigger problem even more and try to fix it if he didn't have all the smaller obstacles. So you can try to pinpoint those smaller problems and try to fix it in a matter of, I don't know, minutes or hours. And those are quick wins that they don't have the power, the effect like of trying to fix the big problem. But at the end of the day, it all counts. So these points you're collecting, as I said, these small stars and debits, and no debits, that's social debts from other people. And that's what it's all about. When you're negotiating, when you try to get something from other people, you have to collect enough of these social debt stars and points in order to even try to convey the message that you need something. Okay, so first focus on other people, what they need, and then when the time comes, when it's the real time, maybe you will not even have to say anything to that person. He will give you automatically. Let's say if you need a pay raise and you know that every year, I don't know, at the end of the year there is some internal meetings on the level of the top management, and you know that every year they are negotiating internally about who will get a pay raise in the company and who will not. Rest assured that if you collect enough of these social debt stars and these credits in other people, that you will make that list and you will be on that list. But maybe it will take you 1 year to do it. So one way is to go inside with a rifle and say, give me more money, I demand it. It's blackmailing basically, and no one loves blackmailing because it's blackmailing, it's negative emotions, it's direct attack on the person, on ego, and you will not get what you want. Maybe you will get it, but you will get negative social points. So there are positive and negative social. You will get negative social points. In a way, maybe you will get your pay raise now, but you will not get it ever again. The other person, maybe your boss, will try to find some other employee that will replace you because he doesn't like you. He doesn't want to have you around. He doesn't like the way that you treat him. So rest assured that that there are positive credit scores, your social credit scores, and your negative credit scores. It depends what you want. If you know that you're going to leave the company in half a year, maybe then you can go inside with a gun. So blackmailing your boss, give me a pay raise or I will go or I will quit or something like that. But if your mission is to stay with the company and thinking for a long run, then it's better to make these steps, these negotiating steps throughout the year, taking these little problems, fixing those problems, and let's say be hand in hand with your boss. And then when the time comes, it will happen automatically. You will not even have to say anything. You will get the pay raise. But that's your hidden agenda. So if the other person, your boss, didn't convey the exact message that he wants to build a new swimming pool, why should you convey to him your needs, what you want, what you need? Don't do it. Just focus on the other person. That's it. But it's not simple, of course. You have to lower your ego down. You have to put another person's ego on the first place. And that's something that's not intrinsically built in our code. It's very, very hard to do. Because other people, they always want to feel somehow respected. And they need you to understand their issues. So you have to listen. You have to actively listen. And I said few tricks that you can, I don't know, repeat the last 3 words and so on, just to show them that you're listening. But don't be an autopilot and just repeating that you're a parrot, and it can blow up in your face if you're doing it too often, because it's very, very obvious when you're repeating that, you're mirroring that you're doing it. So you use it like a pinch of salt here and there, not too much, because people will figure out what you're doing. So you do it here and there, and then just try to actively listen what they have to say, because you will need those information. Why? Because you need to relate the information that this person gave you with the information that you found out while you were doing your intelligence part. Well, when you were figuring out and when you found out that he is building a new swimming pool. So you have to connect something, what he says, what's important to him now, and what's really going on in his life, and then to relate these things. As I said, you have to slow down. So don't fix everything at once. Don't be a Superman. And get closer and closer to the specific person. Do it one step at a time, and don't go full throttle, because if you go full throttle and take all the problems and try to fix it, the other person will mostly figure out what you're doing, that you're trying to fix all the problems in order to get what you want. This will not end well. Then one hard thing: always have a smile. It's very, very, very hard, especially if you're a very down-to-earth, logical, mathematical person. It's very, I would say, frustrating if you're listening to jibber-jabber and stupidity of other people. So what the other people are saying are nonsense. If you are hearing that and you are a very logical, down-to-earth person, this will completely irritate you. You will get nervous and it will fuck you up. Why? Because there are a lot of people in this world and we are not all the same. Some people are very OCD. There are, like I say, in four walls, everything has to be 90 degrees, everything has to be in order, and so on. Other people are a creative mess and they don't care that something is not neatly, I don't know, fixed or neatly positioned in the room or in your closet. It's the way how they live their life. And they don't care if they say something stupid, some nonsense, something that's not scientifically proved or something like that. Don't jump out and say that they are wrong. Don't care about that. But those smart persons, smart people, they have a tendency to say, because they know a lot, they have heard a lot, they have vast knowledge, and they want, because they have also an ego, they want to tell other people that they are wrong. No, because they know, they have read, they heard, blah blah blah. Don't do that. If other person is telling nonsense and saying nonsense, let them say whatever they want. You can think about it in yourself like you want, but let them. Don't even say a word about them and have a smile and nod in your head, and that's it. It's getting on your nerves. You would if you could, you would rather die and kill yourself than to listen to that stupid shit and nonsense. But at the end of the day, you want something, and by telling someone that the other person is wrong, stupid, blah blah blah, that they don't know what they're saying, you will not get it. So leave, and if you're in a bad mood, don't go into negotiating. Never ever ever, never do it with a bad mood. If you're in a bad mood, sleep it over, come tomorrow and try it again. Have a smile, have a fake smile if it helps you, but try to, I don't know, don't over fake it. Just a small smile, just be normal, but don't be in a bad mood and, I don't know, like everything is bothering you, like everything is wrong and the whole world is a problem. Then that's not a good day for you to negotiate. Then if you are a funny person, maybe, if you know how to use humor, because humor is a very, very good thing that indicates smart, intelligent people, if you know how to use it, but properly, don't overdo it. Some people like jokes, some people don't like jokes, some very intelligent people, they love satire, irony, that kind of humor. And if you can somehow smartly put it in your sentences, in the context, not everything should be irony and jokes and humor, but if you can put it in your words, in your sentences, on a particular strategic places, then it can give you a big advantage, because people can relate with you, and if you put their problems also in the mix and try to put it some kind of humoristic irony way, then that people will, I know, open to you faster, especially if they are smart, intelligent, and so on. So you can use that into your advantage if you know.